Okay, here's the deal. Here's the deal. I had a couple DMT trips yesterday, and I have to tell you about them. I'm here to tell you about them. Okay, so let's get to it. What actually happened? So I had 2 trips, and it had been a while since I had had a trip. So the first one goes pretty standardly. At least the initial phase of the trip, in terms of, you know, I go through these kind of stages. One of the features of the DMT experience is, I've told you about this, it's that sound, that particular, you know, the sound. And it builds up, okay? It builds up. And it's almost like this is what's taking you to something. I feel like following that sound kind of takes you through the standard phases of the experience. In terms of like, I think like you can take it to like waiting room and breakthrough. I don't know, DMT is very strange because sometimes it follows very distinct phases. Sometimes it doesn't. There's so many different weird points of breakthrough. I need to make a whole analysis, but here, what am I here to do? I am here to share with you an impression. I'm here to share an impression of my trip. Here's what's important. What's important about my trip is the first trip, I heard the sound. I heard the DMT sound, and it built up into the trip. It built up, and I didn't fully break through. I was kind of, you know, following that sound, kind of approaching what I would maybe call like waiting room level. I need to make a whole video about what is the DMT breakthrough. I really do. But the sound is important. The second trip, after I took my hidden, I ended up taking a way more intense trip than I had planned. And I got it in, and the first thought I have is, I don't hear anything. I was proportionately hyperfucked. No, I didn't hear anything, which was strange because I almost immediately hear the sound when I enter a DMT trip. But turns out I was already in it. Like I already was the sound. Like I already was the frequency. I'd already become the frequency. Like I don't know. What happened next, I can hardly begin to describe. I experienced some extreme time dilation. This is interesting. The first DMT trip, I think some DMT trips don't really produce that much time dilation. I think they all do to maybe a certain extent. But I know you guys have heard of, and maybe some of you have experienced, the extreme DMT time dilation. This happens at higher doses, and it's insane because DMT is so quick. But as soon as I was able to like sit up and write something down, I couldn't even finish writing. I just wrote "takes a long time" because that was the only thing I could think of in that moment. Is I was faced with the gravity of time. I still need to integrate a lot of this part, but I had to tell you that. Anyway, I kind of gotta go, so yeah, thanks for joining me. I'll have a proper trip report for you next time. Bye-bye.